I'm great.
Good. Excellent. I'm just gonna kind of wait for everyone to join, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Just waiting. You're gonna turn in your warm-ups today, so have those out and ready so we can get started with those. Okay, so we're gonna get going here. Let me share my screen with everybody. Hi, glad to see y'all. Okay. So here's your warm-up question. I'm going to turn my camera off just so it goes faster because it always goes so slow when I'm on camera. Okay, so how should you thaw frozen foods is your question for today. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, start. Got about a minute 30, and you can get those turned in also. "30 seconds. Try to finish up. Caps and ends, complete sentences. Turn them in. You should have 4 total. Okay, so we're gonna go into our foodborne illness reports, and we are gonna need to report on those. So I'm just going to go to them and then just kind of pick one at random, and I just need you to just read your slides and go through it. And for those of you listening, you might want to jot some information down just because there are some foodborne illness questions on the test. So you're going to need to kind of know, for example, like a few symptoms, like what causes it, how would you treat it, those kinds of things might be important for you to know. So this is kind of like our way to all be involved and then to teach others. So when someone's presenting, you probably should be jotting down some information. All right, so we're going to start with, oh gosh, let's start with Bailey. And I need to write down, Bailey, did you, okay, Matt, it's already on there. Okay, I was going to say I need to have some verification of who you worked with. Okay. All right, so is Bailey or Maddie here? Are we playing hide and seek? Are you here? Bailey, Maddie, are they not here? I guess I'm going to assume that.
I don't see them, Miss Epko.
Okay, so we'll just wait. If they don't show, then I'm going to have to present it because that's going to be important information for you to have for your test. All right, so let's go to the next in line, Miss Carly. Is Carly in the house today? Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So all I need you to do, Carly, is just present your PowerPoint, read your slides. I'll kind of pause to give people an opportunity to write some information down, and then we'll go on to the next one. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how do I, okay, there it goes. I didn't see it on that one slide. Yeah, it wasn't there. Okay. Sorry. I'm just talking to myself. Don't mind me. All right. So you did hepatitis A. And so take it away, Miss Carly.
Hepatitis A is a virus that is in the liver. It is very contagious, but is rare. Statistics, number of cases in certain states. Michigan, there's about 920. Ohio, there's about 3,696. Colorado has around 405. Idaho has around 74. And Kansas has around 138. Ways to prevent it is to wash your hands after you come in contact with someone's infected body fluids, to get the hepatitis A vaccine, or to avoid dirty water and food. You could also be careful around cut fruit that could have been around contaminated water, and to wash your hands before serving food and using the restroom. Some symptoms could be fever, loss of appetite, diarrhea, nausea, dark-colored urine, and abdominal discomfort. Some facts are hepatitis A had an estimate of 7,134 deaths in 2016. The risk of getting hepatitis A usually includes lack of clean water or poor hygiene. There is a very safe vaccine to prevent it. It requires medical diagnostic. It always goes away on its own in like 1 to 2 months. And rest and hydration could help it go away sooner.
Okay. Does anyone need me to go back to any certain slide? Okay. Just to add a little bit to that is hepatitis A usually is transmitted when like third world countries, they don't have a good drainage system for sewage and things like that. And so they might wash food and different things that we kind of take for granted because we have, beautiful waters and things here, is that they are washing their food in water that might have feces in it. And so usually it's contaminated food in that manner, which is where you get hepatitis A from. So it's not one that we in the United States have to worry a ton about, but if you are someone that travels frequently outside of the country, you would probably have to get your hepatitis A vaccine just because it's more susceptible other places. Not that it doesn't exist here, because it does, but it's not as prevalent as some other things. Thanks, Carly. All right, let's see here. Let's go with Miss Haley, and you and Sapphire did it together.
Yeah, me and Sapphire did it together.
Okay. All right.
Hi.
Hi, Sapphire.
Sapphire, you can start.
Oh, norovirus by me and Haley.
The norovirus is a very contagious virus that causes you to vomit and have diarrhea.
The current statistics, about 200 million cases are seen among children under 5 years old, leading to an estimated 50,000 child deaths every year, mostly in developing countries.
Prevention strategies: wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water. Avoid contaminated food and water. Wash your fruits and vegetables before eating them. Cook seafood thoroughly, and then avoid traveling until your signs and symptoms are gone. Disinfect surfaces that may be contaminated before you use them.
Common symptoms: vomiting, diarrhea, stomach cramping, chills, headache, and muscle aches.
Facts about it. The virus can survive on surfaces for several days and transfer to hands by hands, and it can cause infections. It's highly contagious, and it can spread quickly in hospitals, schools, restaurants, and hotels. Symptoms start to appear after at least 48 hours. Antibiotics are not effective against the virus, and good hygiene can reduce the risk of it.
And then our sites.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'ams. Thank you, ma'ams.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Miss Girl.
Okay, let's see here. I hope I'm not going too fast on those slides. Let me know if I am, or you need me to go back. All right, so I think this is Gavin and Brady. Are both of them here today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, awesome.
You can
All right,
start.
let me put it in presentation mode here. Okay, there you go.
Okay, we have botulism. That is
Definitions and statistics. Botulism is a bacteria that grows on meats and other preserved foods, typically tin cans and non-perishables. According to the CDC, majority of cases are infants and elderly. In 2007, there were 2 cases from women eating contaminated fermented fish, no deaths, fatal in 5 to 10% of cases.
some prevention. Just if you're gonna do any home canning, follow safe practices. Make sure you sterilize all your equipment. Wash all your utensils. Use pressure canning for low acid vegetables and meat to prevent contamination. Infused oils, like if you put garlic and herbs in your oils, they should be refrigerated and thrown out. Chill open canned products and keep wounds free of dirt and dust, because that can also give you botulism.
Symptoms. Some common symptoms of botulism are difficult breathing and swallowing, droopy eyelids, swollen tongue, dry mouth, blurred/double vision.
Do you think these are some symptoms that would require a hospital visit?
I'd be concerned if all that started happening to me.
That's a test question, so I just wanted to verify that you thought you should go to the hospital.
Difficult breathing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, go ahead.
Most lethal in infants and toddlers. Alaskan fermented fish seems to be a very common source in some cases. Low acid foods need a lot more care when canning to prevent contamination. Sterilizing your canning products is one of the best prevention methods and very important, and can also be contracted by open wounds.
Thank you, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll go with Geraldine. Let me pull it up on the main screen here so that you have a big view of it. There you go. Okay, Geraldine.
She's not here either.
Oh, sugars. Okay, well, I'll just read hers because it's important that we do these, because that one question on Gavin's, I just want to make sure everything's covered for that assessment. So, Clostridium. Clostridium is a spore-formed gram-positive bacteria that is found, forms on raw meat, grows in less oxygenated conditions, grows in many environmental sources, and releases illness-causing toxins when in the body. Found in human and animal intestines. Statistics. Infected people can show some symptoms within 6 to 24 hours, typically 8 to 12. Illness normally lasts for less than 24 hours. Young and elderly can experience severe symptoms lasting 1 to 2 weeks, and the bacteria grows from 54 degrees Fahrenheit to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Prevention strategies. Cook, keep food at the correct temp. Refrigerate leftovers, reheat properly. If you aren't sure about whether food is good or not, just throw it out just in case. So remember, we said when in doubt, throw it out. Do not cross-contaminate. Wash clean counters and kitchens properly, and always check food before you use it. Symptoms: diarrhea, vomiting, abdominal cramps, and fever. Information. Young elderly are the most at risk for getting the illness. Oral rehydration or IV fluids in extreme cases is used to treat the illness. Antibiotics are not recommended. Illness is caused, received when eating many foods with the bacteria inside that produce the toxin. Outbreaks are often in institutions like hospitals, school cafeterias, prisons, and nursing homes, etc. The illness is not contracted from person to person. Okay. All right. And then I will be presenting Braden's, unless Braden wants to present Campylobacter. Okay. Let me pull this up. Okay, so Campylobacter, it's kind of a fun little name to say. Okay, so Campylobacter is an infection caused by a bacteria called Campylobacter. It is one of the most common bacterial causes of diarrhea in the United States. It's a bacteria that is carried by animals. It's usually in poultry, especially raw chicken. The recorded average amount of people affected with the disease is quite low, but that is likely because it usually clears up on its own after a week, and most cases go undocumented and untreated. Common symptoms: diarrhea, often bloody, fevers, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting. Do you guys, can you see like a pattern here for all these foodborne illnesses? They have very similar symptoms. So sometimes, you know, people might think they just have the stomach flu when really they have a foodborne illness. So they're symptoms that are categorized with very similar ailments that can confuse a person that, you know, has a foodborne illness. Okay, contracting Campylobacter. When we eat the meat of infected animals, drink untreated milk of infected cows, or eat fruits or drink water that infected animals pooped on, we can contract the disease. It can also get into foods via cross-contamination, such as if contaminated chicken touches other food, or if kitchen equipment isn't washed properly. It can also be found in the feces of household pets. Coming in contact with a very, very small amount of the bacteria, such as single drop of juice from contaminated chicken, is enough to give you the infection. So the most at risk are people over the age of 65 or under the age of 5, pregnant women. It will weaken the immune system with people that have a weakened immune system, people with AIDS, people recovering from chemotherapy, people with regular handling raw meat, farmers. Campylobacter is more common in males. The aftermath. Campylobacter shows up in a person 2 to 5 days after contracting it, and usually sticks around for about a week. As stated earlier, it usually clears up by itself, though some people may need antibiotics to help. However, the bacteria may still be in your stool for a week after recovery. 50 to 20% of people who develop temporary irritable bowel syndrome will develop. 1 to 5% may develop arthritis, and 0.1% will develop Guillain-Barré syndrome. And then what that syndrome is a very rare disorder where your body's immune system attacks your nerves. It can result in muscle weakness, permanent nerve damage, or even full body paralysis. It usually requires hospitalization. Campylobacter is actually one of the most common causes of the disorder. Symptoms may last for weeks to years. So how to prevent it? Always remember to wash your hands when handling food or when you touch anything that could contaminate them. Keep your foods separate. Don't let your raw meats touch anything else. Cook your foods to the right temperature. Poultry should internally reach 165 degrees. Drink pasteurized milk. Do not drink untreated water. People suffering from diarrhea should not go to work or school until it clears up. And then just some extra facts. So the bacteria grows at 37 to 42 degrees Celsius, which is why it is common in birds. This is the internal body temperature of most birds. The bacteria is very fragile and cannot handle being frozen. Most cases are reported in the summer than in the winter, and while usually not incredibly dangerous, the bacteria may spread to the bloodstream occasionally, which could be lethal. And a few more statistics. There are roughly 20 cases reported for every 100,000 people every year. 24% of raw chicken contains the bacteria. About 1 in every 1,000 Campylobacter cases leads to the Guillain-Barré syndrome. And then our images have been documented. Okay. Let's see here. Carly, did Bailey show up yet or no?
I'm here.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Can you read through your PowerPoint here if I present it to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you want me to open it myself or just do it through you?
You can just read it through me if you want. I mean, if you can see it okay. All right. When you see it, and I'll be your little button person.
Okay.
Okay.
My foodborne illness is E. coli. Definition. E. coli is a bacteria found in humans and animals' intestines, but only some are harmful. But people get it by consuming contaminated foods or drinks with the bacteria. Stats. Okay. On average, there are around 265,000 cases of E. coli. It takes between 1 to 3 days for the symptoms to be able to see them. It lasts around 3 to 7 days, and around 100 people die a year from E. coli. All right. Now, prevention: avoid eating foods that might have it, like undercooked beef, unpasteurized milk, and juice. To Always use a thermometer to make sure the beef is cooked fully, at least 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Wash your hands before and after cooking or touching someone, or some sort of animal, because they may have it on them, or some sort of bacteria. Don't drink water from lakes or ponds or pools. Separate your foods when cooking and clean them. Don't use utensils that were already used on one food to another without cleaning it to cross-contaminate. The symptoms are severe diarrhea, sometimes bloody. I forgot for that. Stomach pain, vomiting, fatigue, and low to no fever. Infection of E. coli varies from mild to deadly. Certain strains of E. coli can cause kidney failure and possible death. Antibiotics do not help against E. coli. It can make it worse. There are over 700 strains of E. coli, and E. coli is most common in 4-year-olds and younger. It can be passed through food or water contaminated with animal or human feces.
All right, thanks, Bailey.
Yep.
Okay, now let's just make sure we did everybody. Okay, I got a couple more here. What am I doing? Okay, one. I will be reading one, and then Emily and Shelly, are you guys here?
I'm here. I don't think Emily's here though.
Okay, so I'll have you read through it then, Shelly.
Okay.
Thank you. Let me get it going for you here. And these notes will all be on the recording, so if we're going too fast for you to get some info down, there's always that option. All right, when you're ready, Miss Shelley.
Okay. Listeria by me and Emily. What is listeria? It is a serious infection caused by germs. You can get it if you don't wash off your food good enough. You can get it if food is not cooked all the way, etc. About 1,600 people can get listeria each year, and about 260 of those people die from listeria. How to prevent it. Cook thoroughly raw food. Watch raw vegetables before eating. Avoid raw milk or food made from raw milk. If you are developing with listeria, you will have a fever, chills, muscle ache, diarrhea, and nausea. Originally, Listeria mitogen was named bacteria mitogen in 1926. Listeria infection can be very serious. Listeria is restored bacteria.
Okay.
If you can get listeria from eggs, if you don't cook them right, you can get listeria from any type of meat.
Okay. So I'm going to read through the other one that's in here.
It's the same thing.
Oh, I'm going to do Leah's,
Oh.
I think. Okay, so hers was salmonella, and it's a bacterium that occurs mainly in the intestines and is caused by food poisoning. It's most common among children, older people, babies, people with AIDS can have severe cases, also a bad immune system. It is found in raw eggs, so you don't eat uncooked meat, refrigerated foods, wash hands well. Symptoms would be chills, fever, tired, diarrhea, blood in your stool, headaches, and pain in your abdomen. Other important facts is it only infects humans, causes typhoid fever, and it can, in some cases, it can kill. Okay. So hopefully you got some information down about each one, especially what they are and how or what food products you can find them in, and then some prevention and some symptoms so that you are prepared for your assessment. There's not a ton of questions on that, but there are some. I would also encourage you for your test to go back to go back to food at home and on the go, and I would look through that information, and also the contaminator worksheet. I would look through both of those for your test. But for the remaining minutes that we have, I'm going to have you guys work on your review. So walking back through the chapter of safety, sanitation, and foodborne illness. I'm not going to have this due until Monday after the test because I want you to be able to use it during the test if you so choose. If you want to turn it in because you're not going to use it, that's fine. Or you could turn it in and take it out. It doesn't matter. I mean, I will be grading it on that day. So I would like for the next 30 minutes for you guys to stick around and work on this. I'm here for questions or concerns. So again, this is just like me handing you the assignment in class, and you're going to sit and work on it while we're all here together. And if you again have any questions or you can't find an answer, you can reach out, and I'm right here to answer anything that you may have when it comes to that. Any questions about anything that I've talked about? Anything in the chat, anything for the good of the order, anything like that? Okay, so your test will be Monday. And after the test, I don't usually hold class after that. So you can go and do whatever it is you need to do. But remember that anything in the unit that we've covered thus far will not be accepted after the test day. Okay, so anything that we have done, it just won't be, I mean, you can turn it in, but it won't be graded. So just kind of keep that in mind so that you get all your work in. If you want to come to office hours tomorrow from 2 to 3 or Friday from 11 to noon and go over this sheet, we can do that. Just show up, or I'll ask the last 10 minutes if you want to go over the worksheet. So at 2:20, we'll go over the worksheet if that's something you want to do, or if you want to just keep on working, you can do that too. But I'll ask at 2:20 so that I have a better idea of who is still needing time to work and who would like to go over it. Okay? So I'll talk to you here again at 2:20 when I'll ask for that.
Hey, Miss Sebka.
Yes,
Well, we can still do late work, right?
you can do it but it only will be 80%.
Okay.
But yes, you can, just until the test, and then I won't accept it after that.
Gotcha.
And then I was just trying to think of that whole Google Forms thing. I can make a copy of it and send it out again if you kind of want to look at the questions, and then if that'll be helpful for you, let me know if that'll work or not.
Which one?
The one on the Google form, it was called the contaminator, and I put it in a Google form. And you guys aren't gonna, I guess you can't view it again once it goes through. So I can always send you another copy of it, and that way you can kind of look at some of the questions if that's helpful. Let me know, and I can always send it your way.
Well, okay.
Yep, thanks. Okay, so do you guys want the rest of the time to work to finish up stuff, or do you want to go over the review sheet? So put a 1 if you want to go over the review sheet, and a 2 if you want to just keep on working, and you can come to office hours if you want to go over the sheet. That's number 2. So I have one person that's given me an answer. Anybody else want to weigh in on this? I need more people than that. Okay, so right now it's a 2-way tie. Can I hear from Bailey and Gavin and Haley and Sapphire and Nazaya, Shelly? Could you please weigh in? Okay, so I'll let you use the last 10 minutes to work. And Brady and Carly, tomorrow I'll be there from 2 to 3 and Friday 11 to noon if you want to go over the review sheet. It's fine. Okay, we got 28 minutes left. Does anybody want to talk about anything before I let you go? About the test Monday, about getting your work in on time, the late work policy, after the test unit policy, anything like that? The good of the order before I dismiss you. So you're all good. You're all good to go. You're ready for Monday. Make sure you understand you're going to come in with the camera on. And you'll test with the camera on until you're done. And then I'll see you at class on Wednesday for the next unit that we're going to start. Any questions?
Miss Epka,
Yeah.
if we write out our notes, are we allowed to use them on the test?
Yep. I can't. Yeah. I just ask that you don't Google because
Yeah.
we don't have time for that shenanigans. But yeah, anything that I've given you or anything that you've written down during this time is free game.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. So I'm all set, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Haley, what's up?
I know you said it like 2 or 3 times, but when are you going through the backtrack again?
On my office hours tomorrow from 2 to 3 and Friday 11 to noon.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. If you need the link, just email me and I'll send it to you. It should be in my whip though.
Miss Epka, I also wanted to say that for those students that I read to, I will be reading the test on Monday during class time. So students should come to my meeting at the class. And I've already sent out that invite. So all they have to do is accept it. And then on Monday, just go to that link and come in.
Sound good? All right, you guys are dismissed. Miss Gray, I want to talk to you for a second before you go, but
Okay.
everyone else can head out and we'll just talk to you later.
Have a nice day.
Thanks, Haley. You too. Gavin, are you set? I'm trying to get rid of him, but I can't. Hold on. Okay.
Do you need me to do that one?
So yeah, I can't. It's not letting
Hi,
me.
Gavin.
There we go. Okay, so I'm having a conundrum with Connor.
With my son, Connor?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have 3 recipes for monkey bread that look pretty identical. And so I was going to show them to you because he's telling me that he sat right next to you and did his work, but it doesn't make sense that all of these recipes look identical to his.
Right.
So
Well,
I'm gonna show you what I have.
Okay.
So you can see it and you can help me discern.
Okay.
And
Well,
I'm
if it looks like cheating, then it's probably cheating, and go ahead and call it that, because I'm done defending him. I mean, not that I've defended him to any of his
Right.
teachers, but I'm just done like checking in with him. I told him, you are responsible. I'm not going to argue with you anymore. I'm just,
Right.
I can't. I'm over it.
So look at these recipes. His
Okay.
is right here that says Connor Gray. And then here's Deshaun. Is he friends with him?
Yep. I can't see anything though. I don't know if you've presented.
Oh, sugars. I didn't share my screen. Dang it. Okay, hold on. And then I have to make it big again because I can't see buttons.
Oh,
Okay, here we go. Da-da, da-da.
well,
And then Deshaun shared it with somebody else.
oh,
And it's, I mean, whoever I have the person he shared it with, but it's even worse. Like, I mean, it's like totally identical.
oh,
Where
geez.
with Connor's, I'll show you, one of them took out the word the and, claims it's theirs, and it's just
Right.
not. Okay, hold on. Let me try to get this back to where I had it. Okay, can you see?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. You see how there's no amounts here, that they're just the straight up ingredients exactly like this one?
Uh-huh.
The only thing basically Deshaun did is he went and put capitals.
Right.
And then we look here and they have the same squiggle under each one. They have listed them exactly the same except for he capitalized everything and Connor didn't. And then the recipe, look at the recipes. So didn't capitalize, but make 4 pieces out of biscuits, took the word the out. and then put
Mhm.
a half cup of sugar into and took the word the out and put plastic bags. I mean, unless you
Right.
have the same head on the same person, would they create the exact same wording, the exact same order?
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
But then when
Well-
we get down to the comments, those are different, but by that time a copy's a copy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, for him to say that he sat right there by me and did it, I can't vouch for that because he probably was in the living room and I was in the living room working at my desk and he was on the
Right.
couch, but I
Right.
wasn't like overseeing what he was doing because that was when things were like I was
Right.
done because I was done arguing with him, telling him what
Yeah,
he still needed to
absolutely.
do and
Yeah.
have you handed it in. And so
Yeah.
you make that
So,
call as the teacher, and if it's cheating, then you mark it as cheating and he gets whatever he gets.
well, I
That's-
already did that, but we're back and forth on email, and he
Oh.
said, he said, why did I get a 0 and it says copy? I said, because I have 3 of the same recipes. And then he says, I didn't copy it. My mom sat right there. And I said, well, then who did you let copy?
Right. Who did you share it with?
Yeah. And I don't know if I've gotten a response back for that one yet. No,
Probably
nothing
not,
back
'cause
for that one.
Yeah, probably because he knows,
So,
oh, she's on to me now. So I'm just not going to
yeah.
respond.
All right. Well, I guess if it goes any further, I'll give it to Mr. Hutchins, but you know, I think I have a pretty good case, so I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna call it as it is, but
Yeah, definitely.
just so that you know, like
Yep.
what transpired or whatever.
Right. No. And I'll say something to him. I mean, that's not a problem. I'll say something to him when I get home about, hey, you going to make some of that monkey bread? See what he says. And then say, well, where's your recipe? I'd like to see your recipe for that. Hell no.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows because he wasn't doing the work and wasn't doing the work. And then now he's got to hurry up and get it done. So who knows if he cheated off Deshaun or if Deshaun
Right.
cheated off him. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, I just wanted to touch base with you.
All
So
right. Well, thank you. I appreciate
thanks.
that.
Yeah. Have a good one. We'll just see you Monday, won't we?
Yep. Well,
All right.
yeah. Well, maybe I won't because I won't be in class. I'll be reading the
That's
test.
right.
So.
Yeah. Well,
So
and then the culinary test, I'm going to try to alter that this weekend so that it's a little less cumbersome for Brady and everybody else that's taking it.
Okay. And then will
Yeah.
you send me a copy of both of
Yes,
those?
I will. Yes.
Okay.
And then
Yep.
Brooklyn, I mean, does she get I have to look at her IEP because I almost think she doesn't get a modified test. Let me look really quick because I don't want you to have to do that if that's not part of her IEP or
Yeah.
her 4.
Yeah. See,
So
with her, I don't know. I have to look at it.
Yeah. So for Brooklyn, it says altered setting, read quiz to her, copy of classroom note, extended time. It doesn't say that I have to alter the test.
Okay. So she would get the full test. Yeah. She wouldn't get modified.
So what I might send to her is come to my office hours and I'll read you the test.
Okay.
Because, you know, you can't sit there and read 2 tests at the same time. That's a little ridiculous.
Right.
But yeah, she doesn't get a modified test. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I do have, well, let's see. Parenting, I do office hours for parenting on Wednesday mornings. So yeah, Wednesdays from 8:40 to 9:40 are my office hours. So I'd be willing to do it during that too, if that works for her.
Okay, let me write that down. So Brooklyn.
Yeah, let me double check those times just so that I tell you the right time.
So Wednesday office hours, and then tell
Yep.
me the time again.
8:40 to 9:40.
And then if she says okay, I'll have you send her the link.
Okay.
But yeah, she doesn't get a modified test. So, okay, I'll have to tell her that.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much.
All right. You're welcome.
Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.